The Science and Fine Art of Natural Hygiene by Herbert Shelton. Now I'm going to read a little part, just a little section, not going to take up too much of your time. Just want to share a little bit to hopefully entice you to maybe look it up if you're into learning more about how the body operates, the science of the body, or about health in general. This is a good book to read. It'll surely open anybody's mind, or at least have anybody impose serious questions to themselves about what they thought health was. So I'm going to read from page 61, entitled Sunshine. The sun supplies us with more than just warmth. It provides other requisites of normal nutrition in the life of both plants and animals. It is just as essential to the growing child as to the growing plant, and just as the plant kept out of the sunshine loses its shape, flavor, and color, becomes eschelated or blanched and weak and slender, so the growing child denied sunshine becomes pale, anemic, weak, and poorly developed. Sunshine is more important while growing and developing than later in life, but is important at all ages. It aids in the development of various parts of the body. Isn't that interesting? The influence of the rays of the sun upon human thought and actions are only less appreciable than those upon the growth of a melon vine, because it affects man through the media of so many relations besides its direct effects. But in the more complex organism of man glow the same solar fires that burn brightly in the melon vine and its luscious fruit. The beneficial influence of the sun upon the blood, bones, and nerves in such conditions as tuberculosis, rickets, anemia, and infantile paralysis is well known. If the sun is of benefit in remedying these conditions, why not also in preventing them? It's a very good question. And if it is of use in preventing and remedying such terrible conditions as these, why is it not useful in preventing and remedying less serious disease? That is another great question. If, on the other hand, exposure of the nude body to the sun's rays will so revitalize a devitalized and sick body that it will return to a more nearly normal condition, why cannot this exposure be more positively relied upon to keep a vital body so vital that it will be able to resist the cause of pathology? This subject will be discussed in great detail in volumes 3 of the series. Very interesting, very. I guess, it was probably due to the advertisements of back in the days, that we used to hear. Stay out of sunlight, it can cause cancer. Wear sunscreens. You don't want the sun, it will harm you. And the constant corporate advertisement of being fearful of one thing led us to maybe grow a little bit dependent on something else, or made us look at a very essential, life-giving entity such as the sun as an enemy instead of a friend. And what I get from what he's saying is that if it's already known that the sunlight, when it is exposed to the body which is already sick with tuberculosis, rickets, infantile paralysis, and such not, they see improvements in these very chronic conditions. So if we know that you can see the improvements of chronic conditions when the body's exposed to the sun, why don't we take it seriously, and why don't we use it for less serious conditions, right? So if we have a headache daily, or we can't concentrate that well, or we are just constantly weak and tired, logy, cranky, maybe, anxious, depression. Well, maybe just the sunlight is all we need sometimes. At least part of it is that's what we need. And we should consider using what we have at our disposal, which is so freely available and abundant. Well, at least for most places in this world. But it's a very, very great book to read, and I encourage anybody who wants to learn a little bit more about how the body works, how it operates, and how the body operates and engages with its environment, and how it expresses activity of healing, or expresses adaptations to the changes in the internal environment and the external environment. So it's a great, great book to read. So peace and love to everybody. I hope you guys find this interesting. See you later. Take care.